Hello and welcome to Phoenix Vision. I am here with the wonderful Aimee Buchler, who has this is the second appearance on the podcast. So welcome on board, Aimee. How you doing?
Thank you, Jess. Yeah, I'm good. I'm really happy to be here to talk again for a second time. So
Sweet.
thank you for having me.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. So yeah, Aimee is a very special person doing a lot of very special things in the world at the moment, which we'll get into during the podcast. Lots of things community orientated with amazing business, The Rise Room, which we are doing collaboration on at the moment. That's helping a lot of people with their soul activation process. So yeah, very special person. We just actually hosted a meditation on the weekend, actually, which was really special. Maybe we kick off and actually just share a little bit about that. Actually, how was we've been me, yourself, and Matt Farr have been hosting cacao ceremonies, and it's been a pretty magical experience so far. So yeah, how are you finding that experience of holding space with this medicine, Aimee?
Yeah, I really love it. It's really a medicine that I can see myself working with for a long time. Um, I feel very like safe in that space, holding space for people in that space. Like I feel like due to the training we had with the Mayans, um, prior to that, I didn't really feel like it was okay to hold space for people. It just didn't feel right. So I would hold space for people in a very relaxed way. But now I feel like because we've been given that permission from the medicine carriers of cacao, that I can kind of sink deeper into that role and into that space of facilitating and co-facilitating with cacao. So yeah, it's a beautiful medicine. Anybody who hasn't done it, come along. They're really special experiences. And it's a really nice place to be able to tap into our femininity. For me, you know me, like that's definitely something we've been working on for a while. And I feel like whenever I'm in that space with that medicine, I can just be completely tapped into my femininity and I love it. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah, powerful feminine energy. You on the weekend, you absolutely rocked the breath work. So we've been starting the ceremonies with your awesome breath work, and I finding that I haven't been to many ceremonies whereby we, where that's happening, and it sets things up so nicely. I actually had some really nice feedback about the breathwork yesterday from one of the participants saying that it was like really it was really amazing and got him into like a really beautiful space for meditation.
Yeah, it's definitely something that takes you deep. you know, if you're breathing with that technique over a period of time, it takes you deep physiologically. You don't even need to believe in it. And definitely prior to entering in a deeper space with cacao or any other medicine, it's definitely I've also found it a really powerful thing to do, because sometimes people go to a cacao ceremony, they don't know other people, and it's a great way to break the ice without having to say much. Yeah, it kind of takes away that layer.
Yeah, no, it is awesome, and you can access so much through the breath, access so much. I mean, but now it feels like actually a good time to maybe talk about some of the events actually, because we are collaborating. Phoenix Coaching and Rise Room are collaborating together to bring transformational events. And we have been having a lot of fun and doing a lot of good work with people. And I think didn't you have someone the other day describe it as like soul activation?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's kind of like you know yeah, breathwork is a powerful tool to kind of reignite the fire and the magic within us, because as I mentioned, like you don't need to believe in it, you just need to come and breathe and have an experience. and you will have an experience as long as you breathe deeply. You will. It's very difficult not to if you're breathing deeply for that period of time, which can range from, 20 minutes to 2 hours. You will have an experience. Obviously, a 2-hour journey will be a much more potent experience. But yeah, the event, we do monthly events. For everybody listening, we do monthly breathwork and sound events, and we're constantly figuring out ways we can bring in new things, bring in new musicians, new people, improve the experience. And Jess and some other amazing people are so talented at a very important part, which is the healing part, and helping people through their processes, because it can be quite a cathartic process. When breathing deeply, it brings up a lot of deep emotions, unexpressed emotions, traumas that have been stuck in the body. And you guys work incredibly well at helping people through their processes, and it's not everybody that can do that in the way you guys do it. So thank you to Phoenix Coaching for that. And yeah, it's breathwork has the ability to really bring freedom and transformation to our lives. And we start to really live when we start to express these unexpressed emotions, and we start to release these traumas from the body. This is when we really, really can start to live our lives. And we experience magic during these sessions because we enter into altered states of consciousness. And when we're in these altered states of consciousness, we're in non-ordinary states. So it's already very magical to just experience that state alone. And then with that comes so much healing that when the session's over, you almost are in awe of what's happened. And for me, it's the magic of that experience, because when I said to you, like, it's bringing souls back online, it's like seeing these like lights popping up again, like in people's eyes and faces and hearts. You can just see they're just glowing again after these sessions, because sometimes we just need a experience that just hits us strongly like that to bring us back, bring us back to who we are, to our magic, so we can really live out our dreams and not be in this robotic survival state. Because whilst we're in this robotic survival state, all our energy is going towards trying to cope with that. So we have no energy to live out our dream. But when we can actually take ourselves out of that space, we then have all of this amazing energy to live out our dream. So yeah, for anyone that hasn't been, or if you have been, come back or join us.
Yeah, no, thank you. It's so wonderful to be involved in these events and see what happens throughout the journey of it. And yeah, it's like people come in sometimes not knowing what to expect, and everyone lies down, welcomed very nicely, and then you start moving into holding that space and opening the space. And as you open the space, the people start to open, and then the breath starts to work its magic, and to feel what's happening vibrationally, the shift throughout the ceremony. Each one is a ceremony. It's for me, it's like not an event; it's a full-blown ceremony, each one. And it's funny, like there's lots of emotion release, particularly the last one. For whatever reason, there was like a lot going on, a lot of people releasing some really deeply held issues. And for me, one of the best bits of the event is afterwards and talking to the people, because there's this huge shift, huge change. People go in, maybe with some anxiety or some nervousness or some shyness, and something moves, and then people are talking, people are relating with each other. There's we had a great community event after the last one, which was really lovely to be able to go after doing this work to get to know each other a lot better, which I know is quite an important part of the Rise Room. And it's funny because like man, sometimes people change color, like they come in gray and they come out like feeling like full and and bright and healthy. And for me, like the funniest ones are the guys who come in, have a 2 minute experience. Like they come in, drop in, have the release, go through a lot of stuff, and then they come back just like, what just happened? I closed my eyes, and then 2 minutes later, I'm awake again, and it's just like, bro, like you were there, you're in there for 2 hours. Like
Yeah.
it's like time seems to warp in this way.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, it does. It definitely warps. And you know, we we all go through so much through life, and we don't have the tools to be able to deal with things. And anytime we are going through a challenge or a trauma and we are not able to process that trauma, it gets lodged in the body as, tension. It gets repressed and suppressed, these emotions that are unexpressed. And over time, that can manifest as pain, which you deal with a lot. Pain, imbalances in the body, issues, ailments, and disease. And this is the body's way of trying to talk to us. And when we don't listen, those sounds and those signals get louder and louder and louder. And the body is always going to try to tell us when something's wrong. So what these events do is it gives us a way to actually release a lot of stuff quite rapidly from the system. And obviously we can use breathwork as well as an everyday practice for multiple benefits. And it would look slightly different to the events, but yeah, the events are definitely focused around releasing unexpressed emotions and trauma, and it's very special.
Very special to be a part of that, and part of what's being created. See us go into some very good places. So lovely people, and it's a beautiful working with yourself and the team as well. A lot of us are friends. We've been friends for a long time, so yeah, it's a beautiful thing to be a part of.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's amazing how we've all come back together around this. Like it's awesome. And what you were saying about community, definitely from now on we're doing optional community gatherings after every single breathwork event, where people can stay for a little or a lot, or or you don't have to come at all if it's not for you, but it's there and it's important because this is something we really need. We need community again. We're so disconnected from community. And in indigenous cultures, you see how they are. They don't even have words for anxiety and depression, and they're so rooted in community there. The community get together to help someone. They get together to heal someone. It's like it's such a big thing there. And for us, we're so isolated in our little groups in London or in cities, and so focused on certain goals that we forget about giving and receiving love from our community members. So being able to open that space is a big mission. Yeah.
Especially in somewhere like London, it's a massive city with so many people in it, and you would have thought, well, with a place with so many people, it should be easier to meet people. But what ends up happening is people end up feeling super isolated. So having that communal space of like-minded people who are all on the growth and development path, because I think that's another thing as well. I think there's a lot of people who want to be in community and share with others, but so many of meeting events community involve like alcohol, and like, there's a lot of people who maybe don't want to do that, or maybe recognize that it's not for them and they're trying to move out of it, but all of their friends, it's just like that's what everyone does. So this is another thing that this space provides, a beautiful environment that's growth orientated, and sober, and people can come and enjoy and have a lovely time.
Yeah, definitely. And that's a really good point, because so many people, and I have clients tell me this all the time, that they're getting like almost shunned or looked down upon for not drinking, and it's a crazy thing because they're just highlighting to the people that are shunning them off that drinking isn't necessarily serving them, and the other person might feel similarly, but again have no other tool or direction to deal with their issues. So the idea is to build a community of people that are on this path. It doesn't mean to say you can't go out and have a few drinks, like go for it, but it's a community of people that want to evolve, heal, transform, and make impact on other people's lives, even if it's only their family. It doesn't need to be the whole world, but in whatever capacity, it's building a community of people that want to have a domino effect on other people around them, and also just enjoy connecting more deeply to who they are, to their mission, their vision, their dream, and the more layers of the onion we can peel away, i.e. the traumas and the unexpressed emotions, the more we can connect to our dream, our mission, our vision, and experience more of our authenticity and who we are. So yeah, it's very exciting.
Beautiful. Thank you, Aimee. I just had a funny image when you said the domino effect of like all of these people like lined up all these dominoes, and then like we're like the ones who go like, yeah. The first one is like
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Awesome. So, that's great, Aimee. So, thank you for that, and yeah, highly recommend anyone listening to this like really come to these events. There are something really special, and yeah, you will have a fantastic time. So, I'd love to switch gears a little bit and move to asking a little bit about the Practitioner Empowerment course. So, this is a course that I've created earlier this year that you and a number of others, coaches, practitioners, therapists went through. And yeah, it was a beautiful experience. Like, but well, from where I'm sat, and I know the feedback from the other guys, everyone had a very good time participating in it. And we're coming up to launching round 2 of the Practitioner Empowerment course. So yeah, I'd love to ask you a little bit about your experience. Maybe I could share a little bit about what the course is about as well. And yeah, we can go from there. So yeah, how was the course for you, Aimee?
Well, the course was amazing and still is, because I'm implementing things I've learned every day. And Jess, like I really feel like it took my knowledge and my business and my confidence working with people on this deep holistic one-to-one basis. It took it to another level because you were teaching such important subjects and also some abstract subjects that for me have really helped me get into my clients' psyches in a deeper way. And obviously this also helps with the events. But when you're working with people on a one-to-one conscious level where you're talking, I'm now able to understand certain cues and how to coach them through certain difficulties in a way that I couldn't do before. The ability to feel into someone, the ability to read them and help them through very unique difficulties, and the magic of questioning, which you've taught me, which is incredible. It's such a powerful thing that, questioning more than telling, because you might know the answer, right? But the goal is to get them to figure that out for themselves, because that's when the light bulb moments appear. And watching these light bulb moments are incredible. It's like amazing. I love it. It's like, wow, my God, I didn't think about that. And so that's been incredible, Jess. Like I haven't been in this place of kind of excitement and confidence to work with people on a one-to-one level than I am now, and will continue to be. whilst we worked together. The course was so rich in incredible content. You really have such a knack for teaching and you know, helping as well. Like anytime anybody had any questions or needed any advice or help, you were right there. You created a WhatsApp group with all of us, like constantly updating us with information, telling us about astrology, what's going on, answering any questions really rapidly. And yeah, the course was incredibly informative. And honestly, I've never come across a course like it before. I think it's gonna be one of the top, if not is one of the top courses for practitioners out there. Because if you're someone that wants to, you know, improve yourself as a coach and you're already in the field and you want to take things to new heights and new levels and help people in really profound ways, like this course is for you. It really, really, really is. And yeah, maybe you can tell everybody a bit about what it is, because for my people who are going to watch this, they won't know what it is and they might want to jump on it. So yeah.
Thank you for your kind words, Aimee. That really means a lot and spurs me on for more. I guess like the practitioner empowerment course. Maybe I'll start with how it came into being, really, and because it's quite nice how the course was born, really, and it came from. I was looking at a few of my friends who were going through a bit of difficulty within their coaching businesses, going through a bit of difficulty with getting clients or expressing themselves in the way that they want to, or maybe they were kind of not working in the way that they would like to. So people with coaching skills that maybe still personal training and like kind of struggling to break through into more coaching orientated way of being with their clients, and as well as especially like spiritual lead coaching, because there's actually a module in the course of like how to bring more spirituality into your work, because I know that is a struggle for a lot of therapists and practitioners. And aside from that, I was seeing that there's a lot of common challenges that a lot of therapists and practitioners face, such as low self-esteem, disempowerment, not knowing what to do with either with a client or in terms of a coaching system and process, or not knowing what to do in terms of the business, in terms of putting themselves out there. So yeah, I was basically seeing my friends in this way, and I sent a prayer, and I sent a prayer for their support, their guidance, their success this year in their businesses, and just for them to be protected and held. And yeah, 20 seconds later, it might have been 20-30 seconds later, a voice that wasn't mine came into my head and just goes, "You do it." I was like, well, I was a little bit startled. I was like, okay, yeah, okay, cool. And then I was just like, how can I do that? I mean, well, like I got a number of ideas, and I built certain frameworks before, and then over the next few days, just all of this information started just flooding in. I sat there with a laptop, and like the course kind of like wrote itself, because I was seeing sort of some of the struggles that a lot of the practitioners generally go through, as well as things that difficulties that I've experienced in the past, and yeah, this course basically just like wrote itself, and before not too long I had the syllabus written out, and I said to the guys, I'm developing this course, would you like to get involved? And yeah, made it very economical for them to jump on board, because it was about it was about helping my friends, really, and other coaches who came in, and yeah, we started things off, and yeah, before long it was just like, damn, on to something really nice here. I think it's when we started doing the Zoom breakout rooms and getting everyone to like talk talk with each other, and the flow was there, and it was just like, wow, yeah, like something really nice and cool is happening here. So we went through the first round, and feedback from everyone was like really fantastic, like really, really fantastic. And you know, like 6, 7 of the guys that came on the first course have already signed up for the second one. So yeah, and like they love the journey from start to finish, and a lot of them said that the astrology was like a really, really key part, and a lot of them also said that the cacao ceremony that we held at the end was also like a really key part. And this for me was one of my favorite parts as well, because we opened the door for the expression.
Yeah.
So people could come and express a song or a poem, some words, or our brother Anthony expressed some movement, which was absolutely incredible. One of the most empowering things I've ever seen in my life. And yeah, what's been created? I mean, like, you know, we were talking about community not too long ago, and it feels like what's being created is a beautiful community of empowered practitioners to share with. And I think, you know, my favorite part of the whole course was actually the deepening in friendship with practitioners on the course, and just getting to share in this way, and holding that space for friendships to be forged with the other guys. And you know, because of that, we're putting like three community meetups in the next course, because it's just it was really lovely. So yeah, so that's the course. And yeah, just like love to ask you back, yeah, any thoughts or feelings on what I just shared, and as well as you know, what may be some of the biggest takeaways or insights that you got from the course, and how it's helped you.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say that, you know, training other practitioners is a really other powerful domino effect, because you're not hitting the people directly, you're hitting someone that's going to hit multiple people. So it's like this other powerful domino effect. And that's why I love how we both are working together, because we're covering different arenas that are having a domino effect, a positive domino effect on the world. And yeah, and I think you know, the way you brought us together was very special. As I mentioned, you also created a community feel, and a lot of time in courses you don't have that community feel. You know, you're just part of the course and you get on a Q&A call, but you don't really get to meet everybody else. And I thought that was very unique and beautiful, and I've never done a course like that where you get to interact with other people in breakout rooms, and you have community gatherings, and it was all really soulful and authentic and beautiful. So yeah, it's very much an expression of who you are. So it was very special. Now my biggest takeaways, I would say, in terms of knowledge, or in terms of the course, or both? Any. So I would say, like, giving us the 4-doctor structure, and teaching us that structure from the Czech Academy was really, really interesting, because for me, I always felt like I struggled with a framework. So, and I told you this, it was like, for me, finding a framework of how to coach people was always very difficult. I could feel into my clients and coach them, but I couldn't figure out like a structure. And I didn't know, you know, how long I should be working with them for, how often I should see them for it to be not too much, but enough. You know, and moving through the 4-doctor structure, and, you know, the way you taught it was and is very powerful. And you've weaved it in with many other topics that you've brought to the table. Now, I'm not sure exactly which, because I know you've mixed in so many things you've learned from so many places into this course. So I'm not sure what comes from where, but the full doctor structure and the way you taught it specifically was very helpful. Really, really, really helpful for me. And gosh, there's actually so much, but I'm gonna pick another two.
I could just jump in there.
Yeah, please.
What I really wanted to do was to share a lot of the learnings that I've gone through over the last few years. You know, because I've got a lot of things in a good place. I've also made a lot of mistakes as well through trial and error with clients. Through that, found a lot of the ways that work, because a lot of the structures, when you get taught them from numerous different courses, you kind of just get the structure. You don't get very many kind of real life client examples of how you might coach it. So then it's kind of like you know, okay, now find your way. Which is a good way to learn, don't get me wrong, like a very good way to learn, but that can also be off-putting to a lot of practitioners, and can be like, well, you know, if you're not fully knowing how to implement and practice a coaching technique, then that can be a barrier towards actually using it with a client.
Yeah.
So throughout the course, I've been like really on, you know, taking the framework. This is my personal experience. This is how I coach it. This is what's happened with clients. This is when it's gone well. This is when it's not gone so well. So I would coach it like this based off of what I've learned. But also as well, you're not me. So you know, please just take this as guidance of what I found works. But you know, you're going to find your own individual expression and your own way of you know, going through these coaching topics. Bless you.
Yes. Yeah. That's such a good point, Jess. Like, you do these courses and you're kind of left to like go explore, and there's only been one other course where it's been very much implementing things. And I think because you know the importance of that, and you knew the importance of that when creating this course, you were always asking us how things were going with our clients, you know, and like, or at least for me, I was sharing that information with you, you know, all the time, and asking you for advice, and you were always really helpful to help me through any challenges that, you know, I was going through with them, or and yeah, you've built something incredible. Like, it's going to change so many lives through that domino effect. So really amazing. I actually wanted to ask you something. Like, what is the difference between Practitioner Empowerment Course 1 and 2? And where do you see it going in the future as well?
Oh, yeah, thank you for the question. Yes. Yeah, the difference between the first one and the second one is, well, really the second one is a whole different beast. I've completely rebuilt the entire course, basically. So I saw that, I received a lot of great feedback from the practitioners, and I've implemented every single bit of feedback. So based off that, it's a different course with a lot of lovely additions. So such as I think you made the fantastic recommendation of more community meetups. So we've got 3 interspersed throughout the course. Modules 4, 8, and 12, all the watery ones, the emotional ones, getting in person. Yeah, 3 community meetups, but the whole structure of the course has completely changed, because I recognized that I felt that having more structure and more clearly defined structure, more clearly defined modules would be really helpful for all of the guys. So what I've done is I've structured the modules around the astrological houses. So if you've already got an astrological wheel, then you know you don't need to reinvent that. So what I've done is I've made every single module themed to the star sign as well as the house. So for example, with the first house, Aries, this is all about starting things, igniting things. So this is about, and it's also correlated with heart. So ignite your dream. So we're going to set the compass for the journey, basically talk about where we want to go within the dreams for our businesses, and yeah, really get things going with that initiative. It's an initiatory fire. Then the second house, the second module works more in, this is the first business module, so it's the house of values and the material world. Then the third house is communication. So we start to look at our expression within our businesses and how we want to express, as well as coaching techniques with helping clients to express. So every module covers different themes, and these different themes are heavily personally development based for the coaches, because we can only coach others to the level at which we've coached ourselves. But also the themes also are a mixture of like, okay, client techniques as well. So module 4 is all about nurturing ourselves and nurturing others to nurture themselves. Module 5 is all about heart leadership. It's the Leo module. How to lead others from the heart and the healing power of love. Module 6 is the joy of service. So this goes a lot more into the nitty gritty, nuts and bolts aspects of building a practitioner business. Number 7 is relationships. So module all about relationships, covering our relationship with self, to how to coach relationship issues with clients, to the relationship between the different planets of the astrological wheel. So everything relationship. Module 8 is all about the shadow and transformation of the shadow. Module 9 is abundance expansion, so money energetics. Module 10 is all about, it's another career-based module. And then module 11 is celebrating our uniqueness, because, you know, we all have our unique offering as people primarily, and then as coaches, and, you know, our clients come to us because they need the particular medicine that we have to offer. So that's really exploring our individual offering of who we are. And then the last module is Dreamweaver. So we set the compass for where everyone wants to go next within their lives and businesses. So yeah, and then there's the special guests as well. We've got 12 special guests. So really looking forward to that. We've got everyone from one of my clients who's an Olympic athlete, to we've got the Czech faculty trifecta of the UK. So Matt Walden, Lee Brandon, and Warren Williams are coming on to speak about different topics. So we've got an astrologer coming on. We've got Jason Picard, who is been Paul Check's longest standing client, and he was in the top 10 of financial traders in the world. So it's like action packed in terms of the guests we got coming on. So yeah, and then those are the main things that I'm remember. Oh yeah, there's a coaching session with myself, which is an addition. So yeah, at the start we'll kind of you'll get that one-on-one touch to be able to set things up uniquely for your journey, to complement all of the work that will happen within the group. And there's a lot more modules as well. It's about 130 lessons in the course. So those are the main aspects that are different, but what is the same is the heart. So and that's the shared heart of all of us, which is really been beautiful to beat with all of you guys. So those are the main things. There are more changes, because yeah, I just want to make this the best course it can possibly be, because, you know, like you say, I mean, like, it's a domino effect. So, you know, if 15 people come on for the course, I'm not just helping 15 people. If each person's got 10 clients, I'm helping out 165 people, and then, you know, and then there's all the people they're going to work with after that. So yeah, so no, really happy to
be. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing, and I'm excited for you, because you really have this gift of teaching. It's really like, you can see, you know, it's really in your blood, it's in your bones, you love it. And it's a really powerful thing, you know, to be able to share knowledge, especially within these kind of topics. So yeah, I'm excited to see where it's gonna go. And what is your dream with with teaching, with the courses? Where do you see it going?
Yeah, no, thank you for that question. Yeah, where I see things going is in the future. I've had a vision of creating something called the Phoenix Academy. So this is going to be a very high level teaching and training service for coaches, therapists, practitioners to help them to really step into the best versions of themselves within their coaching careers, so that they can help many people in a very deep and meaningful way. So the practitioner empowerment course is going to be one course in Phoenix Academy. Also going to be starting a bodywork course a little bit later in the year, which we've been talking about. So that will be also there to teach people bodywork, as well as a number of other courses that have also come through, which I've not shared with many people as of yet. So yeah, like I'd love to. Because I love teaching. I mean, it's my second down archetype, my pyramid. So, for anyone who can't see on the video, I've got an archetype pyramid, which is the pyramid that of all of my archetypes that form who I am. And the teacher is the second one down of the working archetype, so that which I'm becoming in my life. So to teach is it just lights me up and fires me up, and the more I teach, the more I would want to teach more. Want to teach because I just love it so much, and just to be able to help people grow, there's nothing more special than that for me, really. So that's where I see things going. So yeah, Aimee, I know you've got a dash in a sec, so we'll
Yes.
I'll
Yeah.
I just want to ask you a couple more
Yeah.
questions very quickly. First on, well, would you recommend the course to other practitioners? Is the first question, and then I'll maybe ask you about our event coming up in August after that.
Yeah, absolutely. I would honestly, anybody that wants to level up, that wants to help people for real, like for real, you really want to get in there and help people at a deep level, jump on this course. And if the first course was as good as it was, I have no doubt the second round is going to be absolutely exceptional, especially with all these incredible guests. So yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much, Aimee, and thank you for being involved yourself. Like, you bring a very special presence to the course. So yeah. So throughout the Zoom meetings, you're always like your bright sunshine energy, and then closing with the cacao ceremony as well. It was just like really beautiful experience. So thank you so much for your involvement.
Thank you.
So yeah, we have a very exciting event coming up in August, on the 27th of August. So I would love to ask you a little bit about that. What is happening on the 27th of August, please, Aimee?
Yeah, we've got a cacao ceremony merged in with breathwork and ecstatic dance. The Rise Room is collaborating with Antama, who is an incredible musician and percussionist. And he, whether you think you can or can't get on your feet, he gets you on your feet dancing. So he's a very, very special soul and very, very deep and beautiful. So yeah, we're gonna be having an amazing event. Like, it's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna open hearts. It's a community experience. So we're all going to be able to really connect in the space. Expect meditation, breath work, dance, healing, lots of joy, lots of smiles, and of course the beautiful medicine of cacao. So this is on the 27th of August. It's going to be in Islington from 2:30 to 6:30 p.m. with a little bit of leeway on the end time. And I highly recommend anybody that's watching this comes, because it's a unique experience. It's going to be super special, and I really hope you can join us. And you can find it on the Rise Room's website, so www.theriseroom.com. You'll be able to see under our experiences the event and future breathwork events as well that Phoenix Coaching and the Rise Room are collaborating on. And yeah, really hope you can make it.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very special, guys. And just loving this fusion of things that are happening at the moment. You know, like all of us bringing like our individual energies to these projects, and just like really, you know, we're creating some really beautiful things at the moment. So it's like, yeah, loving the fusion, and Tama as well. Damn, this guy's an absolute beast. Like I've been lucky to see him quite a few times now, and just musical polymath,
Yeah,
gifted
big time.
guy. Like my God, is just absolutely incredible musician. So yeah, really happy to be
Yeah.
collaborating with such a gifted soul.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. Well, look, thank you so much for having me today, and it's been such a pleasure discussing everything. And you're an amazing brother, and I love you loads with all my heart. And I'm excited for all of the collaborations and the course and all future things that are coming our way. So
Thank you so much, Aimee. You are amazing too. Let's keep walking.
yeah.
Going in a good direction. So thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And yeah, what we'll do is we will get the details for the Rise Room and any tickets for the 27th in the links below. So
Amazing.
much love. Enjoy your week and see you soon.
Bye, brother.